Welcome back to Rockhound Treasure Hunt, everybody. We're getting set up right now to get started on Lapidary project number 15. It's gonna be a cool project. I've been waiting to do this since the day I found the piece, which is gonna be, check this out. It is going to be agatized extinct coral. Check that out. I'm gonna grind away and polish out all the unrecognizable areas, but the areas that look like actual coral, where you can see all that, that's gonna stay. I'm gonna try a few things, see just how awesome I can make this piece look. Really waiting on that one. So let's knock this out. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the medium steel diamond disc, and that'll grind away all this major rough stuff here. That way I don't eat through a bunch of my diamond pads. They're a lot softer, and the first 50 and 100 grips will just get tore up. But after I finish the medium steel diamond disc, we're gonna go ahead and get started and polish it out with the 50, 100, 200, 400, 8, 15, 3000, and finish with the 6000 grit. Always wear earplugs and goggles for my eyes and ears to stay functionable. So let's go ahead and get started. Lapidary project number 15. I have not yet come up with a name for this one, so it'll come to me as I start to finish her up. Once we start to see if there's some color that's hidden or whatever, something will trigger a name. So let's knock it out. Extinct agatized coral, lapidary project number 15. All right. That's a gray tarp from Harbor Freight, $5. It's a cheap way to stay dry, basically. You get used to the 115-degree summers here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So the winters feel pretty cold. Today's about 60 degrees, so it's a really nice day. But I intend on staying dry. Okay. Sweet. So let's go ahead. Safety up. Eyes and ears. And get started on lapidary project number 15. Extinct agatized coral. Awesome. Let's get started. All right, we got the hose connected, the diamond disc on. Make sure we got some water going. All right. With the steel diamond disc, want to start at about 1,000, 1,200 RPMs, right around there. As you get to the lesser of a grit, right around 800, soft diamond disc, I go ahead and step up the RPMs to about 2,000, and when I get to the 8,000, the 3,000, I bump it up to about 3,500 RPMs, also with the 6,000. So let's get started. Smooth surface so that the soft diamond pads can do their job without getting all tore up. Spin it on. Then you get the 50 grit diamond pad and just kind of center it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then go ahead and make sure water sprays right out the center like it should. Position our piece for how we want to start her. And we want to bump her up to about 1500 RPMs after that. Steel disc. All right. Soft diamond pad, 50 grit. 8 steps left, and we'll be done. All right, check this out. A little trick that I like to do. When you're wet polishing and your piece is all wet, you can't see all the fine scratches and deep scratches. So you might think you have everything that you wanted to get with that step, and then you turn your polisher off. You go ahead and let the piece dry. You've changed out your pad, then you realize, man, there's a lot of scratches I didn't even get. So what I like to do is I take a black Sharpie after my piece is dry. I scribble on there, and the Sharpie gets inside the scratches, and it's easy to see them once the piece is all wet and you're grinding back or polishing away. You know, once all the black is gone, your scratch is 100% out. Then it's time to turn it off, switch out to the next step, and move on with your piece. So go ahead and give that a shot if you're having problems, and I guarantee it'll work. All right, finally, after hours of polishing, awesome. We did 8 steps with the soft diamond grit pads, and 1 step with the grinding steel disc. And what we have left now is to buff it with cerium oxide. Check that out. Let's have it dry off and see what she looks like. Alright guys, I'm so excited. We have just a few steps left, which is the buffing and polishing wheel with the cerium oxide and the final rinse. So far this is what we have using the medium steel diamond disc and the 8 soft diamond pads. On Lapidary project number 15, which is very old, extinct coral that was found on one of my Rockhound treasure hunts southeast outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. And for me, the most remarkable part about it is that it's coral from the desert. That just tells me how old it is. What I did was I just did a lot of geological studies and trying to find out where ancient coral reefs, ancient coral beds, or estuaries might have been in the area. And those are the areas I went out to start rock hounding and started finding all kinds of really cool sea fossils, petrified wood, just all kinds of stuff. Look how beautiful it is. So what I did was, you see the corroded or eroded coral, that calcium eroded area there, just very nasty. All the area that I grinded away looked like that. And I just grinded and grinded with the steel disc until I started getting to some of this color, design. Just beautiful. I did not touch any of the area that looked like coral, that had any shape or design existing. Just grinded away the rough, ugly stuff to get to the beauty that was hidden underneath. I did come up with a name for her. I will reveal that just here in a moment. So before we do, let's go ahead and put her on the buffer with the cerium oxide. Get her finished up. All right, let's set this beauty right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little rundown of how I do it, and then we'll go ahead and knock this piece out. So I know everybody probably has their own little techniques, their own little style of how they like to do this stuff. This is just mine. It's not the right way, it's not the wrong way, it's just my way. I get some distilled water, put it in a bowl. I get the cerium oxide, which I get mine from myrockhound.com. I go ahead and do like 2 teaspoons in a bowl and just add just a little bit of distilled water, pre-mix it to where it just sticks to the fork. That's perfect for how I'm going to be utilizing it. I'll go ahead and dampen a paintbrush, and I'll just apply it, just dampen the buffing pad, the buffing wheel. I don't want to soak it, I just want it damp. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the paintbrush into the cerium oxide, and then I'm going to paint it onto the piece. And once it's painted onto the piece, I'm going to go ahead and present it to the buffing wheel. It's going to just go ahead and start doing its work. Because it's damp, the cerium oxide will just coat the outside of the wheel so that it could continue to buff. Instead of just blowing off the cerium oxide, if the buffing wheel was dry, that's pretty much what it would do. It wouldn't get utilized so much. In this case, going to dampen the wheel so it'll work a little bit better. And then you do not dampen the polishing pad. You just leave it all dry as can be and clean. That'll be the last step before we do the rinsing, and it'll be 100% done. Let's go ahead, knock it out. And always, when using cerium oxide, it's real fine particles, do not belong in your lungs. Please wear some breathing apparatus, goggles for your eyes, protect yourself so you continue to do these awesome projects. All right, let's get started. Lapidary Project 15 coming to an end, finally.
Now for the final rinse.
All right, the last thing we have to do is the rinse. And everybody that has worked with cerium oxide knows that it'll get into every little crack and crevice. See all the little white lines, all the little white marks? This cerium oxide just kind of dug in deep. So we got to get that out of there. Very simple way I found to get it out of there. First, just rinse it with high power, high pressure. You see all the cerium oxide coming out. And then just hit it with a little soft toothbrush. Kind of loosen everything up out of all the cracks and crevices. Give it a good once over, then a good rinse. Then just check it out. See if you got everything or not. You may need to let it dry for a couple minutes. After you let it dry, then you'll see the cerium oxide, what's still there, what still needs to be removed. Comes out really easy with the toothbrush. With the toothbrush method. And, once you get all the cerium oxide out of there, we're ready to dry her off. See what she looks like. I think that's it. Get her dry. Oh, sweetness. Finally done. Lapidary project number 15 coming to an end. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Just took on such an awesome shine. Let's go over here to the sunlight. All right. To the sunlight. Oh man, she's just so beautiful. She came out just such a high shine on her. And like when I first started, I wasn't sure how good of a shine I'd be able to put on her because of how soft the outer part of the corroded area of the coral was. But I mean, once I was able to grind through all that and get to the hardened opal underneath, reveal all the colors, the patterns, she took on a beautiful shine. Amazing piece of coral from the southern Nevada desert, just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. Just amazing. I mean, I put this off for a while because I knew how much work would take to get her done, and without knowing for sure how good it would come out, I just kept putting it off. And I think, you know what, my curiosity is killing me. I got to get her polished up and see if she would take a shine like this. Just came out amazing. Just amazing. I know you're dying to know what her name's gonna be, huh? So, let me tell you. All right. Without making you wait any longer. So, for her name. I was trying to figure out something different. Something that fits her. So, oh my God, does anybody want a dog? I cannot do another 10 takes of this same thing. So, first, I was trying to come up with a name for her that would fit perfect. And I just brainstormed, and I just could not figure out a name that fit. So I went outside the box and went Japanese on her and came up with a perfect name, Kosei Taki. So the proper spelling is KOSEI-TEKI. It is the perfect fit for this beautiful piece of extinct opalized coral. Go ahead, look up the name. It's Japanese meaning for Kosei Taki. And you'll see after you find out what that means. that it actually does fit this piece perfectly. So you guys, lapidary project number 15 come to an end. If you want a quick sneak peek at what I'm gonna do next for lapidary project number 16, let me show you that real quick. Check out this very sexy piece of petrified wood. Just amazing. Check out that knot hole. Just has a awesome look to it. All those amazing colors. Yellows, whites, pinks, reds, maroons, dark purples. Just beautiful. All kinds of color in her. This is going to be lapidary project number 16. I'm going to get started on her tomorrow. Probably finish her up by next weekend. Another beautiful art piece to add to my collection. I've already gone around her, what you see on this side here, all the shiny areas. I've already applied all the paleo bond to all the fine micro cracks. Make sure this piece is bonded together and will not break apart when I'm grinding away. Just absolutely beautiful. Guys, appreciate you watching my videos. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Like my videos, comment, it really helps. Really enjoy doing this stuff for you guys. I mean, I go back and watch my own videos 2, 3, 4 times. I amuse myself, I guess. But just amazing stuff. You guys rock on. Have a great week.
Thank you.